Am I the butthole for telling my estranged daughter that I have no interest in fixing our relationship since she married a man older than me? Might be a but who cares at this point? Well, I guess you care if you post it on Am I the Butthole subreddit, right? My estranged daughter Lexi got married to her husband Brandon when she was 27. I've never liked him, nor did I approve of their relationship, and I was very vocal about this. I told her if she went with the wedding, she'd lose me for life. This marriage was a joke, and I was being humiliated by my friends because of this. She thought I was bluffing. I wasn't. I didn't show up at her wedding, which I heard was grand. And I sent her an email detailing how I didn't value us being in contact anymore, and I would appreciate it if she stayed away from me. Blocked her on all social media and ignored her every time she came to visit my wife. Recently, found out she's pregnant. Lord help those babies, my wife told me. I guess they expected me to be all jolly about this, but I'm not. I'm not interested in being in her life again. My wife called me cruel for this, but my sons say it's my choice, and one added how he would be embarrassed too if it was him. She reached out 3 days ago in an email saying how she wanted to fix this so our kids could have a grandpa. Isn't her husband already their grandpa? She said she was fine with us not being close anymore, but if I could spare her kids out of this. I didn't respond and told my wife to tell her to leave me alone next time they met, since she obviously couldn't take a hint. This caused a huge fight between me and my love. She said she couldn't possibly stand for me being this cruel to my daughter and said I either have to fix this or our marriage would have long-lasting damages, not divorce. Am I the butthole? I did not agree with this marriage, nor do I respect it. I just don't think I should waste my time forcing myself to be around her and her family. Okay, boomer. I mean, so long for the unconditional father's love, right? Your poor daughter, and also your sons, give off very bad vibe. I think that they hope that if they side with you, they will get more inheritance or something. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I really want to get to 150 subscribers as soon as possible. Am I the butthole for uninviting my brother's friend from my wedding, since they're not a couple? My brother, who is 21, is very private. 2 years ago, this friend of his suddenly became a significant part of his life. They lived together for a lot of the year. My brother always talks about him when they're not together, and his friend is always hanging around for the rest of the year when he's living with our parents, even though he lives pretty far away. Everyone thinks they're a couple. My mom asked me about it after my sister had mentioned it to her, and I'd already assumed. My brother hasn't had many girlfriends, and his friend seems gay. To me, the ultimate proof was that his phone's wallpaper used to be a picture of them together, and when my mom asked about where they were in it, he acted cagey and changed it. They are very affectionate, and my brother acts like a different person with him. Our parents include his friend like they do my fiancé and our younger sister boyfriend. Mom is worried that he hasn't come out because he feels unaccepted, so she's made an effort to be inclusive. I personally do not believe they're together anymore after my brother told me a story about a bad date he went on. I like his friend and I think he's nice, but he's a lot. He's always shown up every time he's invited, and he's loud and chatty. I know he wouldn't mix well with my fiancé's more traditional family, based on his personality. Her parents are paying for the wedding too. We've invited family only, with partners counting. And we invited my brother and his friend together, under the impression that the friend counted under partner. It's very feasible for us to rescind our invitation to him, so we did. And I just told my brother it's not fair to other guests that cannot just grab a mate and bring them too. His friend doesn't work, so it's not like we imposed. My brother asked why I couldn't just make an exception for him, and I said that wasn't fair. He asked if teenagers dating count as partners, because my sister's boyfriend is invited. And he told me to just admit I don't like his friend, which isn't true. I made the mistake of saying that he wouldn't have had a good time with my fiance's family anyway, which made my brother say we have ulterior motives to uninvited him. Again, not true. I get friendships are important and I don't mean to devalue that, but we're not having friends as plus ones, and my fiancé and I do not feel like we're losing anything by not having him. My fiancé even says it's a relief because of her family, but I do feel bad for my brother, and I feel like this is casting a shadow over things when I do ultimately like his friend. My mom and sister have been treating me like I'm the devil for this because they believe they're in a relationship and I'm being unfair to him too. I'd feel less bad if I didn't invite him at all, but the more I think about it, going out of my way to rescind the invitation seems like a crappy thing to do. Am I the butthole? I think OP is a butthole, but not for the wedding invitation thing, because ultimately it is his wedding and he is in control who comes and who is invited. But he is an asshole for assuming things. Until you are told any information, especially this private information, you cannot assume someone is gay. You cannot assume someone is pregnant. Just don't do it. Am I the butthole for asking my brother-in-law to stay at a hotel? I have been married to my husband for 5 years. And we've been living in his parents' house since we got married. My in-laws, who have since passed away, left the house to both my husband and his brother. However, his brother lives in a different state and only visits once a year. Since moving in, we've expanded and renovated the house, with his brother contributing a small amount. The problem arises when his brother visits, as he stays for 2-3 weeks, which is much longer than just a weekend. This extended stay frustrates me because it feels like I have no privacy in my own home. I know he's well off and can afford a hotel, but he never does so. This year, he made 2 trips, one at the beginning of the year and one this month. The last one lasting almost 3 weeks. I finally reached my limit and politely suggested that he book a hotel room for his next visit if it would be as long. This offended him since he still considers this his house too. He didn't confront my husband about it, but it seems he told one of their cousins. And now many family members I interact with daily are upset with me, something he doesn't have to deal with because he doesn't live here. My husband thinks I shouldn't have said anything, but I can tell he is also relieved that someone finally did. I don't think I'm in the wrong because this is my home and his brother no longer lives here. Oh, do you want him to move back in? And it is not your home. It is home of your husband and your brother-in-law. And until the day your husband or you buy off his part, it is not your home. Am I the butthole for telling my daughter to get off her high horse? So I am 54 and my daughter is 20. And she has a troubled academic history. She barely passed in high school, dropped out of college, went back briefly and stopped going again after our dog passed away. Happened within the same year and a half. She's attending part-time now for the past year and has gotten 80s, 90s in the 5 classes she has taken. She has only been able to take 2-3 classes per semester due to her part-time status. My daughter mentioned how she was only 3% away from an A+ average in gym, and my wife asked, "What do you need to do to get 90s?" My daughter then got all defensive and asked my wife to stop saying that. My daughter went on about how she now has amazing grades, and I say, "You're taking 2 classes. Get off your high horse." This led to a huge argument. So, am I the butthole? Yes, of course you are. Why not just say, "Yay, well done"? It clearly means a lot to her. Just support your daughter. Am I the butthole for being too good of a DJ for my friend's kid's birthday party? A buddy of mine, who is 27, last week asked if I, 26-year-old male, would DJ for his kid, who is 7, at his birthday party. I have been trying out DJing more lately as a side thing, and I really appreciated the offer, so I said yes. The problem is, I don't really know how to interact with kids, much less what they listen to. Whatever, I thought. It can't be that different from what most people listen to, right? Turns out, I was both kinda right and kinda wrong. The party started off well. I was playing mostly 2010s era pop music, stuff I heard at birthday parties years ago, etc. They were probably like 30-something kids all running around, but they didn't seem to be too into what I was playing. Then I had no idea. Kids like TikTok, right? What if I played a song that was popular on TikTok? Well, according to the parents, I picked the wrong song. I chose Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Admittedly, I kinda felt like I was pushing the envelope with this one, but I thought it would be at least funny for the parents. And the kids weren't really paying attention anyway. To my surprise, the kids knew the song and loved it. They were singing along and running around even crazier than before. Then my buddy came up to me and told me to stop, because the song was inappropriate. I told him that we heard way worse crap on the radio when we were kids, and that this was no different, and that the kids were loving it. He didn't care and told me to shut down the set and leave. I asked if I could at least be paid before going, and he refused. Am I the butthole? Honestly, I don't know at this point. Maybe it's a troll post? Because I cannot imagine a real person writing this. I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar connoisseur, but I know the song and it's not kid-friendly. Like, not at the slightest. And if you're trying to DJ as a side hustle, why not research your audience? Kendrick Lamar at 7-year-old kids party. Really? Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also watch that awesome video or this awesome playlist. See you next time!